Cool. All right, NASA, do you want to kick us off?
Oh, yeah, sure. Thanks, Chase. So, yeah, and welcome to the second town hall of the year. And we are really happy to present our progress and also present you what is coming up in the upcoming weeks and months. And putting this presentation together is, there's a lot of joy in our hearts because we are able to showcase our deliveries and solicit feedback and receive it from you. This is what we are looking forward to month after month. So thanks for being here and giving your feedback. So let's get started. So let me share my screen. Is it visible?
Yes.
I think
yes.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you. So so these are the products that we are going to discuss today. So of course, the funnels websites, forms and surveys, social planner, emails, and there is a new one in the blog right now, content AI. So we will be looking at some of the details of that and blogs, payments and invoicing, affiliate manager, reporting related products, Eliza. And there is one more surprise towards the end. And we released a couple of features today. I'm not sure if Sean has posted the videos yet. If not, you are hearing from us right now. Cool. So on funnels and websites, these are the recent releases. So we will talk about the recent releases and what is coming up in the next 2 to 3 months. So that's how we have structured it. So recently we have released 4K video support for funnels and memberships. Which also means that we need to start supporting large video files. So you can support, you can upload up to 4 GB files in the media library and start linking them in your pages, funnels pages and memberships. And of course, we have velocity limiter on the one-step and two-step order forms to, so that there were a couple of complaints from our customers that, there are a lot of invalid, incorrect, and requests and opt-ins are coming in. So we have implemented velocity limiter there. So automatically it will start showing up the CAPTCHA. So it won't block the traffic, but it will start showing the CAPTCHA so that even if it is a valid order, then we are not missing out on that. And of course, we have given the provision to update destinations in the redirect URL. Of course, the next one is the pop-up forms. I'm sure you know about it. Ability to create a form and post it anywhere across internet and bring those contacts into CRM. So we have released that feature. If you haven't, please check it out. That's going to be really useful for you. We also added 531 new Google fonts. So more ways to customize your content. Thumbnail option for self-hosted videos. And there are a couple of important fixes in SEO that we did from the funnels and forms teams. So these are the highlights. So the pop-up forms. So if you haven't seen it before, please go ahead and look at the forms area. Down below right here, there's an integrate button. If you click that, you will see this kind of a model window coming up. You can choose how you want your form to show up. So there are options, customization options. You can configure the trigger type and show after X number of seconds or after X percentage of scrolling, or always show it, and activation options, activation on certain number of visits or always activated, and also the deactivation options. So you can copy the code and embed anywhere that you want in across the internet anywhere.
NASA, before you move on, I think we should pause on that one for a second. Hopefully you guys, everybody has seen this. If you're using the new pop-up embeds, I'd love to, throw a P in the chat. This is a really important part of the capture story that I was so happy that the team got out, because now we can, for our clients, capture more leads from them, no matter what platform their site is built on. Really awesome for Shopify, of course, WordPress and all of that. So hopefully everyone's aware. You can build high-level forms, embed them to pop up on any type of site. And if you are using them, definitely let us know, because we'd love the feedback. Awesome. Sorry, NASA, go for it.
Yeah, thanks, Chase. So the next thing is, so this is the one of the 2 releases that we made today. If you haven't seen this yet, yeah, this is where it is. So in forms, we have been getting a lot of feedback on forms, and the forms are not so customizable, and you guys have to use the custom CSS to do a lot of these, styling, etc. So what we did in forms, they are also applicable in the surveys too. So in case if you have the question. So in the styling, now you will be able to create a form, and you have these customization options. You have, you can introduce padding, shadow, field
Hey,
style,
Nazar,
and
sorry to
yes.
interrupt. Can we zoom to full screen? I think some customer people are not
Sure.
able to. Yeah.
Is it good? All right.
Yeah. Better.
Cool, yeah. So yeah, thanks for that, Prashant. So we have, label customizations and the placeholder text customizations and stuff like that. So what you can customize, you can already see that here, and please go ahead and make use of them. So we are trying to reduce your need to go for custom CSS so that, your speed of building these forms and taking it in front of your customers is really accelerated. And then, in the button customizations also, here you can enter the main text of the button, and, if you want to give the subtext and customize them. And for customizing the button itself, we have so many options here, background, border type, border, and shadow, padding, and individually for the text and subtext, if you want to customize them, we have these options. Also for, the text labels, again, the similar customization options are available. So please go ahead and make use of them. So this is
Shaw,
what
there was a
used.
question about fonts. Are we going to introduce more fonts in the form builder?
So we do have only these forms right now, but yes, we will be bringing in more forms into form builder, not yet, but yeah, we do have the plans to bring in more font options into forms as well.
Cool.
All right. So
don't forget to point out though, I thought the coolest part of about that update is you can now edit the thank you message, right?
Yes. It's right here. So
this
you will be able
huge.
to,
as many people know, I'm sure this is so annoying when you had it on like the wrong color and you couldn't see the text. Well, now today's the day.
Right. So we have these things. Please go ahead and make use of it, and please let us know what you think, and any comments you can put it in the ideas board, or let us know directly. So we'll be able to take that in and implement them. Cool. So going forward for rest of the quarter, these are the major things that we have in the pipeline. Blogs category element is under is in development right now. So hopefully after QA, quickly we can release it live. And in the forms itself, today you only can, what we have released today is some of the main customization options. But then if you look at the individual fields, there are only 5 things that we let you customize. But we also want to give you the options like, okay, hey, I want to put let's say a text field, but I want only 10 character long text to be entered there for whatever reason, right? So, or if you want to want your customers to enter only the numbers in a particular field, or only text, or alphanumeric, things like that. So you will be able to choose what type of field it is and configure a validation logic around it. And you can also incorporate some limits to it. So let's say if you're collecting a phone number, it is a numeric field, and you don't want them to enter more than 10 digits. So you can enter all those limits. And then in the date picker, you can also say that, okay, I don't want certain days of the week to be picked, or I don't want the weekends to be picked, and things like that. So you can establish those boundaries and let people to choose only certain allowed dates, or you want them to choose only the past date, or only the future date, or the dates only from within a particular range of dates. All these customizations will be possible. So this is again, in development right now. We will let you know when we are ready to release it. So then the next one is disabling the forms after a certain number of submissions, or on a particular date, or applying both the conditions. So that's another thing that we are currently working on. The next one is the form builder upgrades. So this is definitely a lot of our customers are asking about, and we want to show you guys what is in the pipeline, and this again is in active development right now. So off the bat, you can see our thought process. So a lot of the elements from the top, and those which are like slapped around together at the top, or we are moving down to the left. we are organizing it in a better way for easy discoverability. And, we really want to build your muscle memory so that the tool doesn't come in way of you designing your beautiful funnels and websites. So that is the vision here. So with that vision, we have started organizing a lot of these features. So what you can do here is that, so the first icon, will let you choose an element. So currently how we choose an element, it's the same thing, but, it's going to be embedded within the plus icon here. And then the next one is, for all your saved templates and sections. So they're all right here, and you can, search for them and, drag and drop, reuse them. The third one is going to be your the steps that you have in the page right here. So you can drag and drop these different elements within the section, and navigate these sections, and look at what is and just directly go to that particular section. Of course, we already have these features, but it is just that it's not easily discoverable, and here we are making it obvious, so it's easy for you to build these sites quickly. So the next step is the next one is the steps. So we are going to list down all the steps, so you don't have to go back to the steps page, or the icon at the top. So it is all right here, and if it is under any split testing, we show you the traffic and which one is the control and the variation page, and you can just switch to that particular page and go ahead with that. And of course, a lot of these options we are going to put it under the 3 dots, and these are the options that's going to be there. Then the media library is going to be embedded right here. So you want to drag and drop an image, it's right there. Or if you want to manipulate these files, or maintain these files in right here in the same place, you can just do that without moving into the media library itself. So everything is right here in one place. Then of course, the custom CSS. Then in settings, we still haven't explored the settings itself. That is in the works. So we are showing you something, we are still developing, and so you have a sneak peek into our thought process and what is coming down in the pipeline. And also another major change is that we want to keep all the discovery related actions on the left side, and the settings related to a particular element on the right side, which should be the natural way of thought process. The major actions on the left, and then the detailed actions on the right side. So that's going to be another design pattern that we had in mind. So yeah. So essentially, we want to essentially build the muscle memory for us, so that the funnel building just happens naturally.
This is looking so good. And as you guys saw, the example throughout all of those is the new slider element, right? So
yeah, I did not call that out. Yeah, thanks for pointing out, Chase. This is the new slider element. We did promise that in the last quarter, but because we had this funnel builder enhancements that we wanted to really think through and bring that in, we had to delay this for some time. So now that we have thought through the funnel builder, the enhancements for the funnel builder itself, we are able to build in the new funnel builder experience into this very first element, which is the image slider. So in here, this is how it is going to be. I mean, I don't have all the details right now with me, but then this is to give you a sense of how those access controls or the settings controls will be here on the right side to help you create a funnel, image slider. So yes.
Very cool. And somebody asked NASA, these updates to the builder itself will apply to both funnel and website builders, right?
Yes. Cool. Yes. Just that you will, instead of calling this icon as steps, we will call it as page, because website is a bunch of pages and funnels is a bunch of steps. So those kind of minor changes will be there, but then all the design that you see here is applied for both funnel builder and the website builder.
So will the new slider element rolls out after the new builder rolls out, right? Or do they come out at the same time?
Sorry, the image slider?
Yeah.
Yes. So first we will be releasing the funnel builder itself, the funnel builder enhancements itself, and then one by one the other elements will be following. Because even if we release these elements, anyway we have to go back and update that once the new experience is out. So that's why we wanted to swap the order in which we release. And
awesome. Yeah. And what is the current ETA for the new builder experience to roll out?
We don't know yet. So the dev team is still looking at the details. So we don't know the ETA. I don't want to give any date now without their without their without their
Gotcha.
So,
All right. Cool.
all right. Cool. So that is the builder upgrade. Sorry, are there any questions?
Yeah, Steve had a question about sitemaps. Steve, did you have a specific question about sitemaps or?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, NASA, if the sitemap ability is going to be enabled for us in order for us to be able to use those for SEO purposes.
Yes, that is in the works, but I don't have the details that I can discuss about right now. But definitely that is within. I mean, we definitely will be doing the sitemaps. Once I know some details, I can let you know, Steve.
Okay,
Helping you on Slack.
Thank you.
I guess I would add to that self-updating sitemaps. So that when we add pages and things like that, we don't have to also regenerate the sitemaps manually.
Got it. Okay, thanks, Tim.
And then somebody asked, so for the new builder, we're shooting for Q1, right?
New builder, yes, that's what we are planning. So this is something that dev team is currently working on, and we want to release it this quarter. But again, as I said, the builder dev team needs to come back and tell us when they can release it. So the design is ready. They have started architecting the new builder. So, but just that we don't know when exactly we can release it yet.
Cool. So definitely not Q3 or Q4 Dutch Texan.
No, no. Definitely. I mean, no, sorry. It's as soon as possible, not Q3, Q4.
Jorge asked a good question. So as you're seeing, we're trying to realign things so that it's consistent throughout the app, right? You go into email builder, the kind of controls are on the left, and now it's going to be the same with the builder. And so Jorge's asking, are we going to do the same thing for form builders? I would imagine for sure that we will. I don't know if we have that currently in a roadmap.
We do have it in the roadmap. When we will get to that, not sure yet. So as a next step, as I told you, it's right here, right? So the field customizations, in this quarter, we will not get to it, but at some point, Q2/Q3, we will be on that direction. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, Jorge, there's a lot of cool stuff coming for forms and surveys as well. So hold tight for just a little longer. All right, NASA, did you have more, or are we jumping to the next presenter?
We can jump to the next presenter. I'll stop sharing.
Awesome. Thanks, NASA.
Thank you. Pooja is here. So
yeah.
Hi, Pooja.
Hi, everyone. Cool. So let me get started with Social Planner. So there are some cool updates that we did like last quarter. Some of them included like Social Planner CSV part that we launched, which includes like you can create like a bulk sort of a post scheduling part. It can create like, you can add images, multiple videos, OG links, and then like you can set a date and time and your content, including your hashtags, all of these things into one CSV with like, multiple posts. You just click on like, review and schedule, and all your posts will get inside on your schedule type inside your calendar view. So that was something that we released like last quarter. The other thing that we launched is like now you can share like between the locations through Snapshot, like the Social Planner calendars. And that also like a very simple pick. You just need to pick the CSV that you want to use or like the timeline that you want to use, and you can send it to another snapshot through Snapshot. Yeah. Then the other thing that we added is like we wanted to provide like, faster way to create like social media templates, as in like, your calendar should be filled out by a pre-made template. You just choose the category that you like. You choose between them. You'll be able to see all your posts. You can even delete and change the images and anything that you feel over there, the content part of it, and then just schedule it out on basis of like whatever the time you like. Then the other thing that we launched was the TikTok personal account last quarter, and as well as group hashtags. So like, you don't need to always go on internet and like, create a group of hashtags and then like, keep remembering them inside a sheet. You can just come to a high level and like, create your own hashtag area. And then like, you just pick the category and then like, just add that hashtag category. And then like, you can set like, okay, I want like 3 hashtags, then I can put in 3 hashtags. If I want 30, I can get in 30 over there. So like on basis of this, like it will be like a better user experience for yourself. So you don't need to keep remembering like what hashtag is going to work for my post. So all of these were the releases that we did last quarter. And then like, some stats that's going to be like, bit more eye-opening. And these are the ways like through which like you can also, what we say, like, you can yourself like try to accumulate or like, automate the way you are working. So in quarter 4, like majority people use like Facebook as their way of like, creating the social post, followed by Google My Business, and then like Instagram stories and reels, Instagram post with 10 carousel images or like 10 carousel videos. That's what we have been seeing. And we have seen like a lot of rise in LinkedIn pages rather than profiles inside like Social Planner, and then followed by Twitter, and then TikTok Personal. TikTok Personal recently launched, so we have just considered for the stats, but like I would say like once the business part of it is added, like there will be more growth in terms of numbers for social accounts. Yeah. Then published posts, like I would say month on month basis, like it's been growing, and we see that, in this quarter also, like it will be growing more. So it's been growing, and like, we would always say that, because like we are providing the ways through which like you are automating a lot more on your Social Planner, that's helping you out, like, to cover a lot more of your social calendar and get more conversions. So I'd say like, with time, like it will definitely increase, and will like we want to target more of user experience that's like automated, recycling and everything. So the things that we have been targeting in terms of for quarter 4, one major thing is Instagram stories that we are looking at. So how we are going to allow our users to create an Instagram story, it's in work in progress right now. And you might be expecting this by like mid of February or by end of February for Instagram story, where you'll be able to like choose the Instagram account, and then you'll be able to choose the person you want to like, send this notification. Instagram stories only work through push notifications on your mobile. So you'll have to choose the person you want to send the notification, who's going to be the publisher ideally. And then like, you can add content, and then you can create like multiple stories. And then like once you have scheduled it out, it will go on that date. Like for example, if after 3 days somebody has scheduled it out, on that day, they will get a notification. They'll be able to click it out, and then like, all your data will be there. You just need to go to your gallery. You'll be able to choose all your posts, and then you'll be able to post it out. So like, this is the flow of stories. We almost reached like 50% of it, and 50% more to go. So I guess like it will be ready by end of month from our end. Yeah. So that was like the major thing that we have in our plans for quarter 1. So a few of the things that have been marked in green, they've already been released. Anything that's in yellow, it's already being worked upon by the team today. Anything that's in blue, that's something that we are going to pick up in like coming months. So the first thing that we have done, which is completed already, it's the approval flow, where you can create a post, and then like, if you want to send a post for approval to your to someone inside your team, or like to your client, you can just send it for approval. They approve it out, and it gets out on your scheduled calendar. Then it's custom variables. So like, today, if you want to add in your custom variables over there, like if you want to add in your company email ID or like URL or your location name, you can just use them, and then it will just replace it out when the actual post goes out. This will be helpful when you're using snapshots across the locations. And then the next thing is like Instagram story that's being worked upon. And once Instagram story is done, like next thing that we are going to pick up is Instagram reel. We have already done like designing part of it, but like that's something that we are going to work upon. And then the very next thing is the reconnect enhancement. So we have been hearing till now, like one of the major contribution that we have been getting as tickets also would be like towards that, regarding the reconnect part of it. Like, some people are not able to find their pages because like, they've not done enough, the pages don't have enough permission, or the person connecting does not have enough permission. And then there are issues like, the person who has connected is not there with the team in terms of for reconnection at that time. So these are things like we are trying to solve with the reconnect enhancement. It's actually going to like, ease the process. Like anyone who has like the same type of permission will be able to reconnect it out, and everything that's been scheduled will stay as it is. So that's being worked upon. And like, I guess like this will be one of the major release that's going to happen in the mid of like February from our end. Yeah. And then the one of the major asked item after the socials and the reconnect part, it is the recycle related things, which is like, some people want to create content and then they want to like, constantly like repost it out. with like, some changes or like, with the same content. So we are going to bring in like few statuses called as recycle. They'll be able to recycle the same content again and again, week on week, month on month, or year on year. And then repeat is like, you want to repeat it out, but there will be some changes in the way the content has been written, or like some changes in the images that has been used. So that will be the repeat part. And then the shuffle part is more from like the perspective of your CSV. And then the auto scheduling part, which is like, you'll have created, like you have Facebook, you will have an auto scheduler that you have created. You just have picked up like, Mondays are the days when you want to post. So when you are using like shuffle or repeat, like you'll be able to use the auto scheduled date and time. So these are like, the advanced statuses that we are going to work upon. And then we are going to add in like content AI, which is going to be like, AI related things that's going to be like help you create content faster rather than like writing it manually and like, taking some time. And then like as we are growing with socials, we do think that, we require a revamp in our design that we have today. So we are going to, at the end of quarter, like we are going to mainly focus on revamp, and there will be new UI coming in. That's going to be a bit of a user experience ease. And like, we want to provide like bit of an easier way of doing things. Yep.
Wow,
So-
Pooja, your team has done such an amazing job. I'd love to throw some clappy icons in the chat there if you guys have been loving what's going on with social. I've been blown away by how fast we've gone from, saying we're going to build a social calendar to where it's at already with CSV upload is so powerful. And now we're getting into the story side of things, which I think is pretty complex. If you guys use other apps that allow you to post to stories, it's got to push through a mobile app and how that whole process works. The recycle thing I know is huge. So many social media marketers rely on the ability to recycle content. So that's right around the corner. And then the AI stuff is really going to be, you guys are going to be blown away when you see that roll out. We're super excited to start taking the, high level into the social media marketer community. We're going to be at Social Media World in March. If any of you are going to be there, definitely come say hi. We'll have a booth. We will be bringing high level into the social media world pretty hard this quarter. So thank you so much, Pooja.
Thank you. Cool. Are there any questions that I can take up?
I think you addressed most of the questions I saw. Oh, approval process. Yes, that was huge, right? That's another really big enhancement that I know a lot of you are waiting on. The other question I saw was Reels. You addressed Reels are coming right after the stories.
Yeah.
Instagram Reels. Yeah, I think you addressed them all.
Awesome.
Chase, can I ask Pooja one question?
Fire away.
Pooja, I messaged you the other day in regards to app creating, essentially allowing us to take a blog link and then distribute it to, all of our different sites. Do you happen to know when that, you said that was on the roadmap, but do you happen to know when that's tentatively around what time that would be?
So if you are looking at the RSS feed part, which is going to like, you come to Social Planner, you add the RSS feed, and every time a new blog gets created, you just create like a post. That's what the expectation is, right? So it's there on our roadmap right now. I guess like it will be in quarter 3 or 4, like exact timeline I won't be able to provide, but it will be around quarter 2 or quarter 3.
Okay.
If you look from like the positive side of it, if a quarter 2 roadmap is a bit heavy, but like, if we are able to get there, like it will be in quarter 2. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you very much.
Pooja, I have a question. And this actually relates to RSS emails, but I think that's your domain. Do you have any insight into when the scheduling of RSS emails is going to be working correctly? Like monthly?
Yeah, so we are aware about the issue of 30 and 31 days. Like that's something like, which has been pointed out by like, 3 power users. So we know that, we need to fix it. Right now, we are just working on one thing that's like required for Email Builder. Once that is out, like it's done, like very next focus, like on our pipeline is that one. We are going to fix that, and then only like any other new task will be taken up by our team. So that's going
great.
to be like the very next thing from our end. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
I also saw some discussion today around, hey, when we get a new review, now that we have a social planner, we should be able to just auto publish reviews as content. So that is on the radar and should show up in a roadmap in the near future as well. So I know I've seen several people asking for stuff like that.
But if we do that, I hope that we can perhaps say that we either will or won't auto post based on the star rating.
I would imagine so. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. Got to state the obvious once in a while.
Hey, Sean. Nice hoodie.
Thanks, man.
Cool. Pooja, you moving on to Email Builder?
Yes.
Awesome.
So the next product that we are going to talk about is Email Builder. One of the one of the biggest release that we have done in terms of Email Builder is the A/B testing that we have released. In A/B testing, we have provided now the user just needs to come to email campaigns. They need to just enable one option over there, which is like A/B test. Once they have enabled it out, there will be two options between which they can run the A/B test. One is the email subject part of it and the email content part of it. And you can choose up to 6 variations that you want to run email test on. And then you can choose if you want to run this test for 24 hours, 12 hours, or based on whatever your test criteria will be. And then you can choose what's your winning variation, either the click rate or the open rate. So once this is done, you'll be able to get a bit of a just as a new thing, which is you'll be able to get newer updates on our reporting piece, which we do it today on the statistics area. So there will be a graph added over there, which will provide you can do a filtering between the date and the time, and then you'll be able to get the data over here. The graph will be based upon 7 days. Initially will show 7 days. You can choose to have it at a larger scale too, and then it will show up your successful delivery, open, clicked, bounce rates, unsubscribed, failed, and spam part 2. And then it will also show up the part of the A/B test results. How did your A and B perform? And I'll tell you what was the percentage of distribution you had chosen, 25% for A and B, and then the winning should get 50%. So 50% should be sent out to all those people whichever the winning variation is there. And then we have given a division, which is the A and B, showing what was the delivered opened by, then B also same thing, and then the winning variation. And there's one more option that we provide, total. It's not there in the screenshot, but it's there in our real today's build. Then we have made some changes in the preview screen. Our preview screen was bit outdated, so we wanted to provide a bit more of a better experience, which is you'll be able to see it in the desktop view, tablet view, and the mobile view. And then we also added if you want to see the variations A, B, C, whichever the variations you created in different views, you'll be able to see it out. Even so, because this is a subject line, it does not reflect it, right? But if it was a content view, you'll get 6 different views for all your mobile, tablet, and as well as the desktop view. Yeah. And then you can send out test emails for the variations that you've created to it will work for both of them, the content part of it as well as you can send the test email for subject part of it too. Yeah. And this will be going out in 1 day or so. So tomorrow it is going to get released on production. So you'll be able to use it out at your end. Today it's live on beta. So if you want to test it out, share with us any feedbacks. It is you can just hit the submit feedback button and it will reach to us.
So cool. Has anybody used it yet in beta? Awesome. Well,
I
it'll be
have.
out of you have?
Yeah, I have a quick question about it as well.
Go
One
for
thing
it.
I noticed was that the winning headline, if I chose subject line, didn't show up for me. I had to actually dig in and clone it and go back because I couldn't remember what my A headline and my B headline was.
Yeah, so I got that feedback. So we are going to add over here the
awesome.
option to view them as a preview, what's going to be your A feedback and what's going to be your B feedback. If it's a content, you'll get a preview link. If it's a subject line, you'll get a view of this is your A and this is your B over there rather than the cloning part. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thanks.
Then in Q1 2023, these are the things that we're thinking of as an enhancement to something that we saw in funnel part. We are also going with the same sort of a view where you'll be getting some of the new features and then a bit of a change in our whole user experience of the builder part will be like revamped, where you'll be able to today, like, if you want to add in an image, it's like a huge amount of hassle where you need to put up like, this pixel side of it. Like you need to know like what's your pixel and how much you want to set it out. So our idea is like, we want to provide like a resize option. Like you just need to drag and drop so that, you just need to like resize it out with one click only. So rather than like you putting it manually, the height and width of it. Then there will be an inline text editor. Like today, we have got like a good amount of like, feedbacks from our customer that if the text line is like longer, it takes some time to like, reflect it real time on the builder side of it. So we are going to come up with an inline text editor where you will be able to get an option to like, write it inside the text area only. So you don't need to actually go and back and forth between like the text area and as well as like on the preview screen of it. You'll be able to write it on the preview screen. Then we are going to add in one of the elements that's called logo element. Like we have seen like users like, struggling to get their logo inside their email builder. We'll be providing like an element where once you've added your logo, you don't need to like, constantly add it out, resize it out. It will stay as it is. So you just need to drag it out and then like it will stay over there. So you don't need to always add your logo, resize it out and change it out every now and then. Then we're going to come out with one of the other element that's called layouts, which is going to allow you to add like, you just choose your layout, add it out. You'll be able to add image, text, and button all together. There will be few options over there, 6 options. You'll be able to choose between that. And then like if you picked up a layout with like, on right side image and then left side content area and button, you'll be just able to click them out, change them out, and then replace it out with the content. So you don't need to always choose a layout and then like, try to fit in the content, button, and images over there. Then the file upload attachment, like one of the things that you'll be able to do is like you'll be able to add like an email campaigns, the file upload part of it. Then the very next thing is the ROI calculator, which is like if you are using Shopify or any of the other elements that allows you, if you want to set up your own ROI calculator, like how much money you are making out of it, or like, how many conversions you are getting out of this email, you'll be able to set up some criteria and then like you'll be able to know like this is the winning thing for me. Like this is my ROI calculator that I want to calculate for. And this is going to have like a bit of an involvement with the automations team, which is going to allow us to like, get the ROI calculator into place. Then the next thing is like allowing email builder to be open inside pop-up, inside like automation, inside like affiliate manager or membership. Like wherever there is an email template getting picked, you'll get a preview area. If you click on the hover over that preview template area, you'll be able to get like email builder inside a pop-up. If you want like quick changes to be done, you can do that, save it out, and then like, repurpose it out anywhere that you like.
So cool. That is going to save so much time bouncing back and forth, right? That's fantastic, Pooja. Can you talk a little bit? There was a question. So file upload attachment.
Yeah.
Do we have in the roadmap somewhere to be able to assign an action to a button that if you click it, it downloads the attachment? Like download this PDF and you click the button and the file downloads.
Yeah. So right now we don't have that as like one of our options, but like, in future, we'll definitely expand it. Right now we are focusing on main elements that are missing in our builder as an experience rather than the advanced part. Like we will definitely reach there, but like right now we are focusing first on the user experience part of it. And then like, once we are at par at that experience level, then we'll be expanding to these sort of like, the automation sort of a button actions and then like link clicks and everything. Yeah.
Awesome. And then we had another question sort of related to the logo element. Will we get to a place where you can save like the footer so that you don't have to remake the footer every time?
Yes. So that's in our plan where we'll have the same sort of experience how we today have it on Funnel, where there will be saved elements. So you don't need to every time create like header, footer, and then the middle portions or any of the layouts that you want to keep. Like you'll be able to save them out and keep it inside like your area and then just repurpose it when you're creating your campaigns or email templates. Yeah, it's there on our roadmap.
Very cool. Awesome.
Thank you. Cool. So the very next thing that we're going to share with everyone is that we are going to launch like Content AI. We have started our work and we are at a very good pace in terms of like how it needs to work around and how it needs to look. So I guess like if you have missed out on Sean's video, then this is the place like I'll be able to share a demo of it. I'm just screening through like few small screens that we have created, but like I'll be able to give like a demo to everyone. Yeah, please let me know if you're able to see the screens.
We can.
Awesome. Cool. So we are going to first start with Social Planner, and then our plan is to expand it to other parts of products too. Our first target is going to be Social Planner because it's easier to create, like, when you're creating your content for like, Social Planner and the post you are writing, like, sometimes you don't want to rely on your own ability to write it and you want to save time. Then this is the best way to do it. Like, you just click on New Post. There will be an option called as Content AI, as well as that is one way of doing it. And then there is other shortcut is like you click on Create New Post. And when you are on the post area, there will be another option called as Content AI. That's like a quick click over there. So if you click over here on the Content AI part, there will be a small pop-up window that comes up that's going to ask you like about like, what's the product title you want. Like if you say that, I want to know about top 5 CRMs in the world, like you just write that as a product title. And then you give a brief about like, top 5 automations, top 5 CRMs and like automation, email marketing, and then like, content lead management area. So if you just write that and add in few keywords that you want, and then there will be an option to choose between the tones that are there. So in future, we are going to provide like an area where you can add in your own tones that you want. But like right now, you'll be able to choose from the tones that are given. And then you can choose between variations that you can create, like between 1 to 5. So you just need to choose between 1 to 5. And once that's done, you just click on like create the content area. And then you'll be able to get like the option where you'll get like, so for example, if I had chosen like 3 content, it'll give me 3 content over there. And then like the idea is like, if you click on just the copy button, it will just bring it on the left panel. And then if you like something like, you did not like one line of it, you can just choose the second content area and just merge it out and create the content for your post. And once that's done, there's an upper click button called as create content. You just do that and it will bring it to your Social Planner area. So then like, you can schedule the post out and your post will be ready. Yeah. And then the shortcut that I was talking about, like during the create post, there will be a button called as Content AI in the Social Planner. If you click on it, again, the pop-up opens up and the same experience you'll be able to get. Yeah.
Super cool. And as Pooja said, this is first in Social Planner, but then basically everywhere that you'll be able to write content, you'll see the little robot. And if you want some assistance, you'll be able to click it and have a similar experience. I'd love to know how many of you are using AI right now. If you've played with it, throw an AI in the chat. I've been surprised at how many times I've actually used it in the past 2 weeks for a little help with like email subject ideas or, just a couple little get me through this writer's block at 4 p.m. moment. It's actually pretty helpful. So we're super excited. These will be premium actions, right, Pooja, that you guys will be able to actually resell at some point, which is, I think, really exciting.
Yep. So the main part of like providing this is like, you definitely can get it anywhere outside in the place. But like, if you are able to get it inside high level, you can like, resell it out to your customer and then like, definitely choose to make create like audience for yourself, for your product. So the idea is like there will be one more option called as an automation called as Content AI, because in future we want to even allow you to expand not just to the products that we provide, but like beyond it. So if you want to use it anywhere outside, like, outside of high level 2, you'll be able to, but like there will be some different ways through which you'll be able to do it. But right now we are just focusing on like these many products, which is like, Social Planner, blogs, funnels, website, form, survey, as well as conversations over there. And then like, as soon as like once you finalize the content, like you'll get an option called as go to, which will just bring you again those 3 variations that you had created. If by chance in future you want to go back to any of the variations that were there, thinking that, that one I liked it more better than this one. So you'll be able to go back to that variation and check it out, all of those information. Yep.
Nice. Charles, no, you won't have to plug in your own key. It'll all run basically through ours. And then as we get the bulk discounts, we pass those on to you guys, just like we always do, so that you guys can just layer more margin in on your rebilling. Pooja, we're running this through ChatGPT, right?
As in not just chat, as in we are using OpenAI. ChatGPT like creates like a conversational sort of a content, which is not going to be like, much helpful for us. Like our idea is like to create like a content, which is more based on like, you give a predefined input and then it will allow you to create like a content around it. So ChatGPT, like the content that comes back is like, conversational. If you want like, another thing, then, but yeah, the idea is to expand to that. But like right now we are just focusing on these sort of experience.
Very cool. Yeah, Shivam's throwing some technical clarifications in there. Chat GPT runs on GPT-3 and GPT-3 is OpenAI, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
Awesome. Good. So the next part of product is blogs that we had launched in quarter, I guess, 3, and now we are at quarter 1. So we are making definitely small progresses over there. We are trying to make like bigger progresses in this quarter. So in last quarter, like we made these changes, which is like, we provided blog post like scheduling part of it. Then inside the blog, we have provided like a new UI that was like consistent inside the product, like just for a better user experience part of it. Then we had added blogs to SaaS configurator. Then you were able to like, inside blogs, like if you can like create your own HTML and CSS blog, that's something that we added it out as an element. And then there was like smaller upgrades that we did, like pagination inside authors and categories. And then like smaller updates, we kept on doing it inside the blogs part of it. Then like something that we are working on right now today, it's a work in progress. One of them is the category pages that already NASA shared it out. I guess like there's one more thing that we are going to provide inside the blog update, which is the search, as in you will be able to create like a navigation of categories inside funnel, as well as you can add like a search option over there. So that's also there. That's also going to get added inside the funnel area. So that's something that we have added, and it's also work in progress right now. And then the other part that we are working on is like an RSS URL. You'll get an URL irrespective of what domain you're using. That will be like, rss.com sort of a URL. You just have like, you have to just set the limit of how many blogs you want to call upon. Like if you want 25, 30, 40, like on basis of that, you just create your RSS URL, use it inside email builder or any other places that you want. Definitely the future is like social planner too, and any other places in automation area, if we can use that out. Yeah. And then the next thing that we are going to work upon is like share on social planner. The same thing that we talked about, like now the RSS element is coming in, then like, share on social planner is something next that we are going to work upon. You can share like each blog post too, as well as like through RSS, you'll be able to do it with the blog post part of scheduling too. Then we are going to provide like a blog widget, which is going to be part of like funnels area, where, it will be an element that if you have a landing page and you want to insert it inside the landing page, then it should act as a widget over there rather than a full page. So that's something that we are going to add. Then comments integration. And we have already been working on the search and the blog navigation. I forgot to like make it yellow, but like that's already work in progress. And then the social share part of it. So you just want to add it on like, WhatsApp, then you just get a link of your blog post. You just click on it and you'll be able to share it. Same goes for your Facebook, even though it's a bit different than what we have it for social planner part of it, because that's more like scheduling. This is more like, you have a link and you want to copy paste and share it anywhere. Yeah. So this is the roadmap for blogs. I guess any other questions?
Very cool. I don't.
Can I ask a quick social question? It's Glenn.
Go for it, Glenn.
Yeah. Hey, man. Hey, everybody. Yeah, Pooja, I didn't see it when you got to social. Were you guys planning on like bringing in the ability to comment like from the GHL dashboard to someone who replied to a post or something like inside the social media pages?
So that's called channels part of it. I guess that will be a future expansion. Like right now we are just focusing on like, getting the content out and then like, getting the leads part of it. But definitely the social conversation part of it will be there as our future. But like, it's not planned out for like, current 2 or 3 quarters for sure, because that's like a bigger project to be taken in. And it has like a lot of other impacts to on like other products. So definitely that's there on our roadmap, but I would not say like, it's there in our current 2 or 3 quarter plan.
Okay, thank you.
I do have one quick question though. So when you envision the comments and the reply feature from high level, do you expect it to work right on the post? Like there is a post and you can see all the comments below it and you can reply to those comments? Or do you think an experience where the comments come in conversations is a better experience?
Well, I can only speak for like Vendasta has that, right? Has that feature in it. So I'm not using it anymore. I haven't used Vendasta in a long time, but it was always like a little separate set of pages. So I think it would be too cluttered if you brought all that into the conversations area when you're trying to find, let's say, important email conversation threads or something that's business related, as opposed to someone commenting on a post and then you want to comment back to them.
Well, so of course, I'll disagree with Glenn on that, because I think that if you care about it and it's important, response time is key. And the likelihood you can track it to an existing contact is pretty low anyways. If you think about it, Glenn, it's unlikely like Bob Smith you're not going to know Bob Smith on Facebook is Bob Smith, most likely. And, and look at the email threads. Emails are really big anyways, and we've already found a way to collapse them all that. I like it as a conversation piece personally, only because then you can use all the other stuff that comes with conversations, right? You can alert people, they can jump on it quickly. Like think about how you might want to actually manage a Facebook group. You don't want to wait 8 hours and tell someone to go check a section, in my opinion. It'd be nice if you could have it on the mobile app. It comes in as a conversation element, all those things. So for me, I would push it as a conversation.
Well, I agree with that. I agree with the need to be able to, like, not have to go look for it, to have it where there's a conversation there. The reason I'm putting it into the perspective I am is because, like, I have another person an outsourcer who manages all my social media, and I don't necessarily want them inside all the conversations that I'm having during a sales cycle and things that are going on with a particular prospect.
That I can understand. I think that's a really good need. But I would tell my team
that's where filters will come in. Yeah,
permissions and so forth as a use case.
Right.
But if I look at, you may have lower volumes or whatever, but even with low volumes, my bet is their response time, unless they get alerted, is really weak. But I would want to use this internally.
And we have seen this with reviews, like people were not responding to reviews when we were getting reviews on the reviews page, nobody would respond to it.
Right.
The moment we started adding those in the conversation, the review response rate has gone up significantly, like a lot. So I think that is the idea, and that's why it will take a little bit of time. And also people who are using social media for lead gen, like you just posted an offer on social media and you want to generate lead off of the comments, then it makes sense to bring it as a contact, as a conversation, so that you can ask them for their email, they would reply on the same comment, and now you have a lead. You have an email or a phone number. As against, it is just a page which shows you comments and you are interacting with them. You have to create lead manually. Like, that didn't feel like a better experience. That's why we are just waiting on it to do it right.
I think that makes a lot of sense. Now that we're talking about it out loud. So maybe just if we have the ability to kind of separate the conversation somehow.
Your root ask there.
Yeah,
it seems totally reasonable. I get that use case.
Right.
And I think you could even do that in other ways today. Like I could see somebody saying like, well, I don't want everybody to see every conversation I have with every contact.
Right.
I just want them to manage my Facebook. I mean, Facebook messaging could be the same thing right now. Right.
Right.
And then to Pooja's comment on the roadmap, I mean, I would personally like to see this happen sooner rather than later on the conversations side. But I think her hesitancy is she doesn't hold dominion over conversations because she already, as you can see, has a lot on her plate. But my hope is that we can kind of treat it that way and hopefully come out with at least some kind of MVP where, you can see the post, you can see the comments coming back and forth, and you can see them as individual conversations with people and respond to them. So we'll see how much it really all just comes down to staffing. We're big accelerator dev hiring quite a bit. So we're making great progress there. So I think we can probably get this in sooner sooner than Q4.
And just the last piece, it was part of this conversation with the AI stuff is I saw someone had built a beta or something where they're using ChatGPT or whatever AI to generate review replies, automatically. That's pretty cool. I think that's a really good use to launch it if you can get it in there quick,
Oh yeah.
So expansion is
interesting. I don't
definitely
know.
in our plans. Yeah, so expansion is definitely in our plans, but we are just starting with Social Planner, and then later on we'll go to other parts of product, and then it will be definitely be part of reviews area too.
Yeah, I think the thing that's attractive about the review side of it is that we don't have to have the input. The input's already there, right? So the customers reply, what the customer posted as a review is what you're going to generate the AI off of. It's already there, as opposed to we're doing a blog post, we have to put the title in, what we want, we're telling what to do. So I think the use case on the review side is very strong.
Yeah, you can automate that. And I think we once had a plan to create certain stock responses and rotate them.
Right.
But if AI can do a better job there, I think that would be a better higher use. So whoever's on this call that's on those teams, I think that's something we should run down and see if we can do.
There you go. I'll ask you CRM stuff later. Thank you. Go on, guys.
All right,
Great job.
Thanks, Glenn.
Great job.
All right.
Thanks, Glenn. Terrence also had a question about social.
Yes. Hey, can you guys hear me?
We can.
Yeah. So is it on the roadmap or is it already available for the social planner part where you can log in and I can set up multiple Facebook posts and I can schedule a post from multiple accounts? Will it be able to let a staff member or a team member be able to use a social media posting where they can connect their social media accounts and log in and post that way versus giving them access and letting them see all of the social media channels from the business standpoint? Can they use that to post to their social media?
It won't be possible because the third party integrations does not allow personal connection. So even if that person has connected their account, they won't be able to post on it. That's not allowed through a third party. We are a third party in terms of as a middle person. So we won't be allowed to post on behalf of the channel. So what does it happens you come to Social Planner, you'll have to allow them to choose the pages and the groups, and then they can create the post. Ideally, they are not posting as themselves, they are posting as a page on it rather than themselves. So that's how it works.
Facebook doesn't want computers to impersonate people. They got themselves in trouble a couple of years back on that. So
they can't connect their own Facebook and post to their Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook. Well, they can, but Facebook won't let you. Let's say Terrence Jackson's Facebook account. There's no ability to use the API to post because they don't want you to be able to run around saying, "Hi, I'm a person," but no, just kidding. All these posts are automated.
Got it. Okay. I know because there was just a few team members that were like, are we able to use your platform to post directly to our business page? And the way we're doing it now,
business page is different than personal, right?
Right. But the way it's kind of set up now is they have a social media manager for the whole business. It's like, hey guys, make me an admin on your business page and I can push directly to your business page for you. Some people, they're like, okay, that's cool. But then some guys are like, well, can I just go inside of here and post to my page as well?
Of course they can.
Directly to
Why can't they?
Yeah.
Why can't they log? So they can log in and connect it themselves.
Right, but then they'll see the rest of the business pages as well, though.
Well, I think where you're getting
at is you might just only see their own, right? They're not going to see yours.
If they log in and from the social side of it, the way it looks to me is if I have a Instagram or Facebook or Google My Business all set to that business, plus additional business pages for Facebook, I can see all of the pages. So
just give them their own sub account.
Terrence, that's because you're an admin of the other pages. So
I would just create a sub account, a unique sub account for them. They can log in, connect whatever page they want to connect, and use that to post without being able to see what's connected to the other sub account.
Okay, so what if it's a car salesman that works for a dealership? They're already using the sub account of the dealership to chat and talk to their customers, but they may want to post to their social media channel. I got to make a.
But hold on, we're back to personal again. Do they have their own business page? Like car salesman's
do.
business
Yeah.
page.
They do.
And I would hate that as an employer because I'd be like, wait, so one of my random employees is off creating his own page, posting random who knows what's about my business on it.
It's
No, not
encouraged
about
in
their
automotive.
business though,
Oh,
but
is
it's a
it?
little different in
Yeah.
automotive. They sell a lot of cars that way.
Oh, okay. So
they'll
what,
make a
I guess
business
this is a
page.
permissions thing is really all this is. This is, hey, I want to be able to have like a user log in, connect their own social channels and not see the other social channels that are already there. That's really what they're asking.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So they
doesn't
use
a
the
separate sub
platform to do
account get
everything
you
from one
that?
place.
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense. What they're trying to do, right, Chase, is they're trying to keep them in one spot. So yes, you could work, that's a workaround, but the real answer here is that when I log in as Joe user and I go to the social media section, I don't just see every single social media channel for the whole company. I can just connect my own and go. Pooja, does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I understood. Something like a client portal where they are, as in like you are as a client portal, and then like you just come over there, you see a different panel, and then you just come and like create your own social, as in connect your own social accounts, and then like you're able to post, but you're not able to see the
It's
60
just
social accounts.
as a user, I don't see every single social media channel for the whole company. I log in and it's blank, and I'm like, cool, I'm going to connect mine now, and the admin can probably see all of them, including mine, right?
Yep.
But the business, and actually that would be good because then let's say I'm an idiot and I post something stupid, my boss can go in and be like, no, dummy, delete that, right? And then
that's what's happening.
Exactly. And then so it's basically just hiding all connections from admin. So that's really all it is, and allowing users to individually connect and only they see the connections they connected. That's all it is.
Yep.
Understood. Like we'll try to run this idea down, but ideally, like, in the bigger scenario, usually this does not happen, which can be solved through like locations part of it. One big thing is like, usually like, social planners are used because like they want to connect multiple accounts and then they want to create like a bunch of choose all the socials and then like create the post out of it.
This is like a specific use case where they basically think it's a car dealership. The car dealership has their accounts, but now they're going to tell their individual salespeople, hey, go out on Facebook, create your own business page as a salesperson and post to it. But I don't want you to have any kind of posting ability for my businesses, my actual car dealerships page, just your page, Sean.
And just a small question to the community, why does the automotive industry do it and not somebody like real estate?
Because I'm sure real estate does.
Probably the same, yeah.
I'm sure every real estate agent in the country posts every listing they have.
I would has a really large spiritual community, and she has teachers under her that work on their own and post for the community as well. So this will work really good for them as well. And then other like holistic practitioners that teach other teachers and teach those teachers within the community. This and the affiliate.
So long as they're not using personal accounts, you're right.
I mean, it's a good thing Sid is here.
And the community page, so that's really helpful.
I would think when you have people that are working for a company that act almost like in a contractor almost type basis, that's where you'd probably see that, where they have their own pages out there that they're posting. Yeah. And real estate might be one of those, I would assume, possibly. But where you have an employee.
It's all about how you buy, right? So when you buy a house, you're hiring a person, and that you're thinking of them as your person. And yes, they work for a company, but you're very glued into them, right?
Yes.
And so as a result, you want to look at their social media, you're not going to go to whatever, Century 21's national page or even their regional page to look at your real estate stuff. You're going to look at Jenny Smith, your real estate agent's Facebook posts.
Right.
That's why this makes sense. So,
right. Yeah. And then
as long as you understand it,
to piggy on that.
Okay. I just want to make sure Pooja writes that down and takes it offline. That's it.
Yep. Perfect. And then the other thing. So one more thing. So I'm actually in the space of dealing with automotive, but so say one owner owns two dealerships and they were on like Vendasta. I know Vendasta has this feature, and I know you guys are going to bring it, but they're able to see both businesses side by side and look at the reputation. So they can say, okay, how many reviews does this business have compared to this business, or social media posts compared to this post? Is that anywhere on the roadmap to be able to put two businesses side by side to see like an overall report snapshot, to see two things side by side?
So we have like something called as agency reporting, which if you go today, like, inside the agency view, you'll be able to get like a bit of a a comparison part of it. But like, we are expanding over there. We'll be expanding to like, reviews and socials and then like emails and everything. But like, that's something on our roadmap. So I guess like, you'll be able to get like a better view over there rather than like, any other place. Like we are going to expand it over there in terms of like roll-up reporting.
Okay.
Well, you have to handle
Perfect.
multiple locations and franchises and stuff first to tie it all
Yeah.
together.
Because it's already there where they can flip between both businesses in the tab. So that's great. They can flip between business A or business B. But if they ever wanted to say, hey, I want to see both side by side to see who has the most social media posts or who has the most reviews, and then they can see it.
I mean, these are always funny ones because it's like no one's going to disagree that that's not worth doing. It's just when is it worth doing? Because today it's like take two tabs, put them side by side, make the browser window half the screen, and just lay them next to each other and move your eyeballs.
Well, there's
And
more
a good
than
way to
that. I mean, my issue, Sean. As far as being able to roll up company
desperately to get rid of anything in my brain that has to do with you. Okay, counseling, pharmaceuticals.
I'll wait till you get the CRM section.
I had a recent surgery, and it just nothing works.
Too much.
I know. But the good news, Glenn, is your ideas tend to be good. It's just they also tend to take a lot of work to get there. So it's that happy balance.
I'm not easy.
I do think these things are good. I don't have any problem at all with creating those comparators. And the great news is we do actually live by what we say, which is you put it on the ideas list, you get 1,000 votes tomorrow, you'll get your side-by-side comparison like that. The one thing we've learned over the years is we listen to our customers, but what we don't do is just go with the loudest person in the room. Because we find that, there are a lot of people on this call who, they may not be as mouthy as me, as an example.
But I hope I'm not the loudest person in the room now.
not even close. Have you met Glenn? No, we love Glenn, by the way, for the record.
I love you.
But at the end of the day, what I would just say is like, we really are here to support you, and we do care a lot about that. And we will build, we definitely see all of you as the experts. It's less about being concerned about a good idea or a bad idea. It's just which idea to go next. So I love that you guys are asking these questions. So please continue. I'm not trying to discourage you at all, but do know that we do look at that ideas list, and that's exactly where Pooja goes. When she's going to say, hey, what should I do next? She's going to go right to that list, sort by votes, and go down.
Okay.
But good question. Somebody else had a question. I think Dutch Texan has had his hand up the longest, actually, Chase, for the record.
Hey, first of all, I got a lot of background noise because the whole family is home in Texas. I have an issue if I have clients that have multiple businesses and they have one account and they have a blog, and the blog is showing up on all the different pages. So, for example, I have insurance agents that sell also electricity, and they also send money to Vietnam. So they have multiple different things that they do that they maybe want to promote separately. Yeah. But if they write a blog, it will pop up on the insurance page, for example. And if the insurance broker is looking on it, they don't like it if you promote some energy business next to it. So is there a way to separate them out with categories?
Yes. So with categories, you'll be able to like separate it out, and then you'll be able to like, only put like, if you want like X to be there over there in that block, you'll be able to choose that out. Even the navigations will be saying like categories / something over there. And then whatever the domain URL will be there, like it stays as intact it is. And then you'll be able to create like a navigation for their company's categories that you want to have. And like, if you have different funnel with different categories and then like, different navigation, you'll be able to do that. So like there will be like, all blog posts, but like, you'll be able to like, put 10 in this and 10 in this. Like you'll be able to do all of those things with the new changes and the navigation and the category part that we are bringing in. Yeah. Thank you.
I was going to say, I'm going to go with that answer to your question. I also now know what a Dutch Texas accent sounds like. So thank you for that as well.
Anti accent.
All right. Anybody else before we move on in this topic area specifically? Okay. Now, good. Moving on. Who's next?
Yeah, I'll go next. I'll just share my screen and I'll walk over. Just a second. Yeah, hello, good morning and good evening, everyone. I'll be walking over through the payments and invoicing updates as well as the coming roadmap. So moving on with the recent releases that we made in past some time. So first of all, Apple Pay and Google Pay is now supported on order forms. This was recently pushed live. So you have a toggle on the integrations page on the Stripe connection card. You can turn on the toggle and this will enable other payment methods on the order form, 1-step and 2-step order form. And you can start accepting, and this supports recurring payments as well. And all the reporting of the orders and transactions are listed same as usual with credit card payments. So this is the first major update that we made. The second is the order submitted trigger, which we released a while back for order form checkouts. This basically solves for two major use cases that some of us have been looking for since some time. First is that on the basis of a product, I should be able to filter or get a trigger for myself so that we are able to notify ourselves that this product is sold. So direct trigger for anywhere, any funnel, any step, the product is sold, you are able to notify yourself. And secondly, you are able to utilize the shopping cart component within the email builder to send out a summary of the checkout that has happened by the end customer. So you can include the primary product, the pump products and upsells, and include the product images and send a checkout summary to the end customer. So this is related to the order submitted trigger. And then as Pooja mentioned in her presentation, some of the UI enhancement that we have been making across the application to set a standard within the application. So there's still some work to be done here, but we are slowly progressing and we have set the base for that. And a release that has been made some time back is coupon codes for one-time products in order forms. So this has been there some time. It currently supports one-time products, and in this quarter, we'll be coming up with subscriptions as well. Another major update, this is released today. Authorize.net is now live in labs, and this will allow you to process order form payments using Authorize.net. And this supports one-time products and recurring products. The reporting all remains the same. You can track your transactions under the transactions page on payments menu. And you also have an ability to cancel a subscription within the subscriptions page. So if there's an ongoing subscription with Authorize.net, you can cancel within high level itself. So this is, we just released it in labs today itself. We would love to hear your feedback, give it a try, and if there are any particular feedback, we are open to hear to that. So if things go well, we are currently working on Authorize.net, enabling it across other features as well, like invoicing and calendars and text to pay payments. And most of the work is done towards that as well. And in the next couple of weeks, we'll be covering all of those products as well. So yeah, this is all. And this shows the Authorize.net integration card. Obviously, if you have both Stripe and Authorize.net connected, then you'll need to define a default gateway, like the gateway through which you will be able to process the order form payments, and you'll be able to report all of the transactions as usual. It happens under orders and transactions. These are some images here of the Apple Pay and Google Pay support in order forms. You have another payment method option. You can pay by Apple Pay or you can pay by Google Pay via these methods. And these are basically the use cases of the order submitted trigger, the filtering by the global product, and creating if branches using product checks or total amount checks. And coupons, this has been there since some time, and we have received some traction on this. And moving on to the Q1 roadmap, what is in the pipeline coming next? So currently we released Authorize.net, and we want to work to enable it across all the features within our application. So firstly, that is in the pipeline, and then we'll be moving on with NMI integration as well. So just after Authorize.net, we'll be picking up NMI, and this will allow a lot of customer base who are registered with NMI and facing issues with Stripe to utilize the payment infrastructure that we have. Then there has been some demand for custom email notifications. We'll be picking over that. And then a centralized, we have been making progress towards a centralized payment receive trigger, so that you're able to customize based on whenever you are receiving a payment from anywhere. So we have completed the order forms, and we are planning to include subscriptions, calendars, and text to pay payments within a payment receipt trigger. And then, as mentioned, we want to cover coupon codes for subscription products as well. So these are the major updates from payments and invoicing. And to enable Authorize.net, we are listening for feedback. We released it today only. So it is available inside the labs section. I think I disconnected my screen. But if you go inside your application, within the dashboard, within labs, you have an option you have a toggle to enable Authorize.net. You can just go in here. It will enable on the integrations page. You have an option to connect to using your live API keys, which you can get from your merchant portal, live in Sandbox, similar to PayPal. You can connect it here, and this will enable the order form changes, and you will be able to process as soon as you will be connecting to Authorize.net. It will, since I have already connected to Stripe, it will ask for the default gateway. Only in the case if both are connected. So I can define that, and I can change it at any point of time. And I can, as you can see here, there are a couple of subscriptions that I've created in Authorize.net. This is in active mode right now. If I want to cancel this subscription, I have an ability to cancel it within here only. So as soon as I click, it gets canceled, and I can easily manage the subscription from here. So we are making some progress over here. So yeah, that's all the updates from my end on the payments and invoices side.
So on the Authorize.net side, is this implying I already have my own merchant account, I already have a gateway paying through Authorize.net, and I'm just porting it over to your side?
Yes.
I'm not, okay.
Yes.
I'm not buying an Authorize.net account through you guys, and
Well, no.
Okay, got it.
We're just saying I get tired of being told that Stripe isn't this or that for some other reason or another, and having to hear 9 out of 10 people have no clue what they're talking about, only to deal with the 1 out of 10 who has a good use case. So it's better to just give all 10 out of 10 the option, and then everyone's happy.
Well, there are customers
and we'll do that
have
for NMI as well.
Yeah,
but I think that is the point. There you go. I love that word right there. That's true. They're accustomed. And as a result, why fight? Why put the friction in front of them? Why make their life difficult? Did you hear how much we're charging for it, though? That's the real kicker that I love.
Authorize.net charge is that they do charge for access. Yeah,
well, we're not charging anything.
Yeah,
that was the joke. That was the punchline.
Oh, gotcha.
But no. And then we'll do NMI as well. And again, the idea here is exactly that. We just want to make sure that when you bring a customer in and they say, "Wait, but I have Wells Fargo, or I have Chase, or I have this, or I have that," I mean, we're like, "Oh yeah, no problem. You don't have to switch what you're doing. We can literally just link in with what you're already been doing, and should just lower the friction significantly when you folks are trying to help people do text to pay or do invoicing. Although, quick side note, text to pay is not yet Authorize.net. It's just the funnels to start with, but it should. The reason this actually is taking a lot of extra time is the team went back and created a generic wrapper so that any payments gateway in the future could be integrated. And now on our side, that doesn't mean like it's easy. It just means that it's more scalable. And so the way we're looking at it is NMI and Authorize.net cover a huge number of payment gateways in the US specifically. As we look to go international this year, I think we'll first try to see if there's an Authorize.net of the world, but it may be that we just have to do individual integrations. But the idea is, I personally don't want to, I've actually done this work. I've supported 10 payment gateways in code myself, and it was a pain in the butt because they would just constantly change one little thing and it would break the whole integration. So I don't want to sign us up for that. We don't make $1 more for any of that work. But I do respect the fact that we should provide a reasonable set of options, both domestically in the United States as well as internationally. So we will try to support at least one major vendor in major markets. And I can sort of think like if I'm in India, maybe it's Paytm, maybe it's Razorpay, maybe it's somebody I don't know because my knowledge there is weak, but we'll find somebody. And same thing in Brazil or Spain. I'm hoping Western Europe at least has their act together, but we might have to go country for country. But that is the long-term goal.
Makes sense.
Is Dunning functional inside of the subscription?
Like automatically kicking out a customer, basically you're talking about.
So on a sub account, if they have authorized.net or if they have anything else on the subscription and a payment gets rejected, doesn't go through, is there an opportunity to let the person know so they can then go somewhere and update the information? Like, is it all built in now? Or like, I know with Stripe, we had to create almost like an external Stripe management.
So Prashant, what he's talking about is, I'll drop this in the chat for you. There's this company called Invoice Sherpa that used to do this automatically for people. And the way it works is super simple. Any past due payment, subscription, invoice, you name it, if you just ping people and say, yo, your bill is past due, click here to update your payment information and retry the payment, magic will happen. If you don't do that, some businesses will go broke because people just don't pay their invoices on a timely basis. And those small businesses run out of cash. That's Dunning by definition. And as a topic area, it'll be something that somehow will transcend payments, be they invoices, subscriptions, whatever. But what he's specifically talking about is inside Stripe. There's this capability basically to auto email people. But you can, so I would just say, I'll take a look at it and get back to you. But the answer is no at the moment in .NET unless it's built in.
So
yeah, and specifically to authorized.net.
Yeah, quick clarification over there. For subscription payments, whatever Dunning rules you have specified in your Stripe account, all of them apply. So let's say you are selling memberships.
Yeah, not Stripe. Authorized.net.
So in case of authorized.net, as of now, we are making auto retry attempts if in case a payment fails for a customer. So we are retrying the payment after 24 hours each for 2 consecutive times. So even if the payment does not go through, we'll send out an email to you to look into the subscription since the payments are failing. This is the auto retry logic that we have built as of now. But we'll keep refining it to provide you ways to kick out members. Let's say you have granted an offer and if the payment fails, you want to send out an email or you want to provide an option to update the card details or you want to revoke the access to a grant offered that you have already granted or things like that. I think those things will slowly get built. But as of now, from where we are starting is that we are auto attempting the payment 2 times consecutively after 24 hours each. And even if the payment is not going through, then we are notifying you via email with the link to the subscription details so that you can take appropriate action with the customer. So that's where we are starting at.
Okay, so that's perfect. Now my question is specifically, once I get notified that subscription did not go through, can the client use a link that I can create inside a high level for them to update the credit card on the authorized.net payment, for example?
No, okay. As of now,
let
me have to do.
Yeah, let me give an update on that relates to this conversation. So currently, oh sorry, I shared the wrong screen. So currently, we need to. We are working on. So this update is coming after Prashant. So we are going to work on something called the My Portal. So this My Portal will host the affiliate related information, the invoices that this contact would have received, and the subscriptions, proposals, and the tasks, and the company docs if you want to send out to this contact. So this is in our thoughts, and we need to we are going to release this as part of the Affiliate Manager, which Shamista will talk about in a few minutes. In this portal, we do have plans to give an option for the client or the contact to update their payment information.
Perfect.
So yeah, this is our long-term goal, and this is how we want to progress. So there is going to be one client portal. We are going to call it as My Portal because it's going to be used for affiliates as well. So one portal where all your aspects will just come in and just live here. So you can just send out one link to your client saying that, okay, hey, go update your payment information, and you email out the link to this My Portal. They will be able to log in. They can set up their own password. And in fact, we want to make it even passwordless, like Medium.com's login process. So that's how we are thinking. So you just say that you want to log in, you send a login link, you click on that link, you just automatically log in, and that login is live on that device until they log out explicitly. So that's how we are thinking through this process.
Can you add the customer conversations to that also in there?
We haven't thought about that yet, but then, please create that idea in the ideas board and, we can take a look at it if there's enough demand, definitely.
Yeah, one of the reasons this is on my mind is the current process. It's really hard for anyone to pay backwards to a subscription that was past due, because any new subscriptions start today, right? So it gets really difficult to get someone back on a schedule for missed payments.
Yes. So, this is a process that we are thinking through. I'm really showing the Miro screens, which is usually we show Figma screens, which have high fidelity, but there's a low fidelity because it's very early in our thought process. Yeah. But this should solve the problem that we are discussing right now.
Good.
I think Langdon has his hand raised.
Hi, Prashant. I think we've spoken one other time.
Yeah. Yes.
And it's probably about the same thing we spoke about last time. Where I have a client that's selling physical gift cards with a promo code that's redeemable for a free set of classes, and they can give them away for Black Friday or something like that. So once a promo is entered, there's no need for the credit card on the checkout form. Is there a way for the credit card part to not show up or not be required if the promo code brings the amount down to zero?
Yeah, Langdon, I remember the conversation, and I tried pushing that, but as of now, what we are doing, how our infrastructure is built, is that to support the upsells that are coming in the next step, we have that credit card requirement to be necessary. So as of now, that functionality is not there, but I have thought through the process, and possibly I'll try to incorporate that. It will be a toggle which will enable you to the requirement, whether you are not selling upsells or not, or you can include the payment method within upsell. But I have your requirement in the list, and I'll try to push it forward.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Crystal?
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for everything you're doing. My question is simply about being able to organize my products. I have a few clients that have over 100 products. And as we start to add them, it just gets really cluttered in that products area. And that's really the only way to set up the affiliate process and to put things into the order form, which is fine. We just cannot organize it once it gets over a certain amount, and there's no way to, reorder them or put them in folders or anything. Is that anywhere in the pipeline? And then also just simple payment links. So if I were to create a product and I just wanted to sell it without a funnel, could I get a payment link, or do I still just need to go to Stripe to grab that link?
Yeah, to answer your first question, you require the folders function. What is the particular use case? We currently have the infrastructure of products and prices. You can have a product and you can have multiple prices within a product. So this is the infrastructure that we have as of now, and I think it works with most of the users, since the product acts as a category and price acts as a variant, or whatever.
You want to show an example, by the way? It's always better to see than.
Oh, sure, absolutely. Hold on one second.
And that goes for anybody else on this call.
Let me go ahead and get open their account.
I have a quick example. I do window tinting, and I don't know if you could see these, but I got every single one of these as pricing options on there, different packages for what I do. So yeah, I run into the same issue sometimes.
Yeah, so can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Yep.
So this client has, she has teachers that sell their own products and services, and then she has her own products. So if I could categorize them by person, now I've had to put I put everybody's name as a dash next to their service just to kind of keep it organized. But if I could do a folder kind of like with the calendars or workflows that I could just label.
Yeah.
What
So,
I
like, you already have them categorized as the multiple prices, but being able to even categorize the categories.
Right. Yeah. No, the prices
I would-
are really helpful. I really
I would just think
appreciate
I
that.
would just think what first level folders would solve for most of this.
Absolutely. That would be revolutionary. If I could just drop them into folders by person, that would do a trick too. And then like she also has another business that I would be able to use that for too. So just that, or even being able to
Well, like what Jeremy just showed us would be folders as well, potentially. So anyways, Prashant, NASA, is that enough color for you to run that back?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, guys. And yeah, even if I could just drag and reorder them, that would be great too. I know also that there's a drag and reorder function for rearranging the calendars in the group, but it doesn't do much for the order of the calendars themselves as they're listed. So if we could just push that feature over there too, that'd be dope too. That's all I have to say. Thank you. I love you guys.
Yeah,
Thank
guys,
you, Crystal.
I've got
We'll
two.
take that into account. Yeah.
I've got
Sorry.
two quick one. I'm sorry, Stephanie, go ahead. Yes.
Oh, I was just gonna say mine piggybacked off of the prices question, if that's all right. Just when we create a coupon code, I would love to be able to even set them on certain prices of a product rather than just the whole product. Use case being like if we have, 3 different prices for 3 different audiences, I want to be able to give one audience a coupon for their price, but I don't want anybody to be able to get that coupon and use it. So being able to just specify one little step further, that's all.
Got it.
And I have two quick ones. So in billing my stuff, my packages, I want to be able to bill like the first quarter up front as a lump sum, with or without a setup fee in there, and then go to monthly recurring, let's say month 4 on. And I don't really see a way. I thought we could maybe use the trial and set the trial to 3 months with a fee attached to it, but you can't because the trial's only 30 days and you can't put a fee on the trial. So I need that ability to be able to do that if we can somehow add that.
No, so just one clarification. The trial is 30 days on the SaaS configurator, but let's say you are using a high-level funnel to sell this. And on the funnel, you specify a 90-day trial. So the settings on the funnel are going to override the settings on the SaaS configurator.
Settings on that are going to override this. So it'll bill, because I had my VA and I were in there and we were looking. I didn't think of it from that perspective, and I'm not quote unquote using your funnel. I have the pages built out on my website as a page. But all I want to do again
is it a high level website? Is it a high level?
It's not
website?
a high level website. No.
How are you sending the orders?
So we just link the buy button on my website page to a checkout form on high level.
Is it got it? So in that checkout form, like the 2-step or the 1-step order form, whatever you are using, on that there would be a setting to specify trial days. Just change that to 90 and it'll work.
And I can assign a dollar figure to that 90. That's different from the monthly
Setup.
subscription figure.
Setup fee. Yeah.
Setup.
Yes. A one-time setup fee.
And I can start the monthlies in the 4th month. You're saying we can do all that?
Yes. So what it would do is it would charge the setup fee and put the subscription on a 3-month trial. And then from the 4th month onwards, it would start charging the subscription fee from the 4th month. So that's how it will work.
Excellent. Okay. Thank you. That's great. And the only other one I got is not that big, but I'm ran across a situation where I'm selling by location, not by user licenses. So your first location is X, and then every location after that is a discounted X, right? And I have the need to go above 10 locations, and I think right now we're limited to 10 quantity of 10 in the shopping cart in the basket, if you will. And if we could expand that maybe a bit, I mean, 20.
Yeah, I have it in the to-do list, Glenn. We will do that.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, guys.
I just want to jump in
Jay?
real quick thing on
Cool.
pay- and I have clients on reoccurring like retainers. If I could just change their day of the week of their payment once that reoccurring template is in place, that would be helpful for admin and not having to send them a new whole invoice when I already have their payments in place. Like if it's set on Monday when they sign up, but they need to change it to Wednesday, I can only see it. I can't edit it.
Yeah, and the reason we did not, because it includes some technical complexities to allow editing the payment schedule. That's why we took the call to not allow editing after the first payment is made. Yeah, and we decided to work it this way, but is it a necessary step for you, or do you find a workaround for that?
I could find a workaround. It's just a easier admin thing. But if it requires a new invoice, it requires a new invoice. No worries.
Got it. I try to incorporate, like, we took a conscious call at that point of time, but I try to have a conversation around this and see if this is feasible for us.
I appreciate that. Thank you kindly.
Thank you.
Cool. We are an hour and 40 in, and I don't see any new questions at the bottom of the chat. Does anybody have any questions that they just want to put their hand up and jump on?
I have CRM questions if we're at that point.
Okay, well, it sounds like then there are multiple. Throw them in the chat then.
Yeah, I
We'll go
threw
down in order.
my question, is there or will there be the ability to filter Shopify checkouts based on the product? I'm not sure if I'm just missing that right now.
I think that is not the case right now. Is Suresh on the call here?
I have a quick question, if I may ask. It's regarding your API. I am right now using a separate checkout for a couple of reasons. And in the API, it had lists, and no lists appear on there. They thought it had to do with the way the workflows used to work. You know, the workflows were, automations were set up into workflows and something else, and now it's just under workflows. Does anyone have any idea what the lists in your API refer to?
Did you try getting an answer to this on the API Slack channel?
They went through the whole API and none of us could figure out what lists refer to. We've tried everything in there, and the only list that I know on high level is smart lists, and it doesn't refer to that. It had something to do with the automations and workflows, they thought. Nobody, that doesn't make any sense to anyone?
Is that on the 1.0 or the 2.0 documentation?
It was only done a month ago, so it would have been whatever the latest documentation.
Oh, that's
terrible. Whatever
That's
API,
terrible logic.
yeah. So we will need a sample. Make an API call. Just send us the request and the response, and we will be able to run it down. So whoever was integrating this for you, they will have a request and a response from that API. So that's how we can triage. Otherwise,
well, they tried to reach out to you several times and didn't hear anything back. That's why they asked me if I would. This is a big checkout company.
There's no lists object here. So is it buried under something?
I mean, there could be, like, for example, custom
list.
Yeah,
list.
So custom fields are sent as a list on the contact, I think, or maybe as an array or something.
But he's saying there's an endpoint with that name on it. See, and there's no text box list. There's no, like, this is all just text box list is the only thing. There's no native element in the left hand side. See, so there's something missing in your question.
Okay. Well, obviously, I'm not the expert on it, so I was just asking the question because that's what they asked me to ask. So,
do you have a ticket number that we can use to get to the right people?
I will. I'll see if I can get. Yeah, I can get that.
Perfect. Yeah, just drop it in the chat and we'll escalate it for you for sure.
Could I jump back to the one?
Yeah, Stephanie, to answer.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, to answer your question, I'm not sure. In my opinion, I think we are not able to filter it directly based on the product. I think the Shopify products are not synced with the global products here, right? As far as I remember, it is not the capability. You can only filter based on the product with the order submitted trigger for the order form checkouts. But I think Suresh is not here, but I'll run this down with him, and I'll update you on probably Slack or Facebook Messenger.
Thank you very much.
Again, the best way will be, just to look for the relevant idea in the ideas board, please support it and invite others also, to do the same so that we'll be able to prioritize on our side.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Cool. Nico, do you want to pick us up? I think Pam's question is next. Memberships?
Yeah, 1 second. Let me scroll because the chat just went crazy.
Yeah. Look for 1140 timestamp.
Let me scroll up real quick.
Pam, you want to kick us off while he's finding it?
Sure. I was wondering, inside of a membership, inside of a module, is there ever going to be the possibility to add 2 videos in it? I know I can create a sub.
I would second that for sure. I would love that.
Awesome. Yes, because then I just have to keep creating, like I create the sub account or the sub module, but I can't even get a video in that one.
Right.
So then it's got nothing, and then I'm
So
in memberships longer than
what you
Being able
want
to
is,
toggle between lessons would be great.
got it. So what you really want is 2 videos on the same lesson link, like the same page, right?
Yeah, even more than 2 would be amazing.
Got it. Let me send it to the correct product manager.
Thank you. Yeah, I use the membership a lot, and it would just be really great to.
Yeah, could you also add being able to like toggle between the lesson views, similar to how when you're editing a funnel or website, how you can really easily switch between what page you're editing? It would be great to be able to do that with lessons. Sometimes I'm running through those and editing things so quickly that having to go back out takes a lot of extra time.
Especially when it will default back to the top as well, as opposed to leaving me where I was, the 30 pages down. Yeah, so that'd be great. Love the membership area.
I have one other question is, will we at some point in time be able to do more than one pop-up on a page? Because right now it's just checkout. It would be really nice to be able to have separate pop-ups for different reasons on there, or a button going to a pop-up, and we can't do that right now. And every other platform I've ever used, I can have many more than one pop-up on a page.
Yes, that is definitely in our to-do list. So once we get the major funnel and website builder enhancements, we'll be able to get to them.
Okay, thank you.
Next question we have is from Glenn. This is a multiple part. The first part is CRM, connecting contacts to more than one company.
Today, we can only attach one contact to a company, and that's I need much more capability than that.
Yes, hi, Greg. So yeah, this is definitely in the roadmap. We don't have a specific timeline for this, but this is definitely in the roadmap for the company module. Yeah.
Okay. So we don't, again, just cross.
I think, so this would require, we need to, kind of change our architecture also to kind of allow this. And not only company, we are also trying to do this at a CRM level. For an example, let's say for opportunity as well, we would like to allow, let's say, multiple contacts for opportunity. We would like to also kind of decouple contacts with opportunity. So you can have an opportunity that doesn't need to be tied up with a contact also. So we are doing all of those changes, which are taking place in this quarter. So I think Q2 onwards, you will definitely see these kind of changes coming in, where we are you can customize and you can add multiple contacts or have one contact connected with multiple companies, etc.
Right. Like I have a regional manager who maybe covers 3 stores, right? And then on the other side of the fence, I have multiple companies that are part of a parent organization, right?
Yes. So this is something which we currently do not have in the roadmap. But if you can just add in the ideas board, Glenn, this will definitely help us kind of review and prioritize it accordingly. The second one. Yeah.
Okay. And then I noticed you've added when you have multiple contacts attached to a company, you do have an area that says coming soon about notes, you have tasks, and then you have notes that are there. Any idea on like when that would become live or where that is in the process?
It's there for this quarter, but that might get pushed out a bit because there's some other priority items which also kind of we are considering now. But I think either end of this quarter or beginning of next quarter for sure.
And then what about the ability to have notes that are at the company level, not the contact level?
Yes.
Because if you're working a deal with the principal and you've got 3 or 4 of his team members, a VP, a controller, whoever is involved in the deal, I can't go to 5 different places to get the notes that I have on the different contacts. I have to have it somewhere where I can see what's going on with the account.
Right. No, exactly. So that's exactly what we are kind of looking into at this point in time, where we can decouple these things, right? So we can have company level attributes and details, and we can also have contact level. Doesn't have to be tied to each other. Similarly for opportunities, similarly for the models, wherever it kind of makes sense. Also for task, we have got a lot of feedback where they want to create tasks, without a contact also, right? So we have all of these use cases which the team is kind of working on. So these things will be kind of more faster and easier to build going forward. So keeping that in mind, I think Q2 onwards is something which we can definitely look into.
Okay, then similar, again, you already have the contacts tab and then you have the company tab, but yet if I want to update something for the company, I have to click on the button at across the top. It says companies, to then go into the company's box to then select the company to try to edit something. Can you just make that tab active so I can add a phone number or something right then and there instead of having to dig into the company record deep, like right from that tab to just update a phone number or an address or something for the company?
Sure, that's a fair feedback. The only thing we kind of didn't do that earlier, Glenn, because a company can have multiple contacts, and the user also needs to have some kind of visibility that, if I make a change here, what all contacts will get affected because of this. But that's a fair one. I'll keep that in mind, and we'll see.
I just need a quick way to update. You have the company there. It's just I just need to be able to access it without having to dig all the way in and just add an attribute or a note or something. And the other one I know you're working on, just any update on the multiple emails, multiple phones per contact.
Yeah.
So I can and then of course the follow-up is going to be BCC email capability and all that.
Yeah. So yes. So multiple email and phone is something which we have for this quarter. Right. So I think multiple email is something which will go first in the queue out of these two, and we are looking to close that by the end of the quarter. So I'll keep you posted. But yeah, that's the timeline it looks like at this point in time. For the CC we are very close to it, and we are going into versions. Version 1 would kind of have the ability to see the CC details. If you get an inbound email and it has users attached in CC, you will get to see the details, and if you reply on that, you'll be able to reply to all of them, right? So that's the version 1, and I think we are looking good to kind of release it in another week or 10 days max. And the version 2 is where you can also add users while you're sending an email for a new email thread or new outbound email. That will have the version 2 for CC feature. Yeah.
Okay, and I noticed you released the lab or the beta feature of synchronizing inbox with what's inside GHL, right? But I understand or believe the way it works is when you initiate the email initially from GHL, then if they reply, then that reply will show up in my inbox as well as in GHL. But what about the reverse? What about me sending an email from my inbox, from my workspace account, and having the ability to either A, update the contact, assuming he's in GHL, or B, allow me to actually create a contact on the fly and set them up in GHL so that now I have a thread that's active and I can go both ways and respond.
Yes, definitely. I think we also discussed about this in one of our calls. So this full inbox feature is something which we have on the cards. It's on the roadmap. We are kind of looking into it and figuring out how do we kind of roll this out, because it would also require some permission level settings where you don't want all the kind of emails coming into GHL where, let's say, other users have access to it or can view it. So we are running that down, and that's definitely the version 2 of the 2 email sync feature would be.
Okay, I mean the key, and I know we've talked about it for anybody else listening. The real use case for this is that I have businesses that are in business 10, 20, 30 years before I come along, and they have thousands of contacts and people they email with all the time. An HVAC company or somebody, they've been doing business that way forever. And we just need a way to because right now we're going to convert a lead from a message or from WhatsApp or from Google Message, but we can't convert the person in from an email. So it's kind of like it's the biggest channel you have. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Got it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Glenn.
Yep.
Next one is from Dutch. He has a few questions. The first one is, what is the ETA on when we can expand our SaaS offers to get them cheaper than $97 a month for email only, for example, and then rebrand them?
Yeah, I was at a Level Up event, and I believe that they were talking about right now we have 3 different SaaS programs basically that we can offer, that you would have multiple others as well. So if somebody's only interested in social media scheduler or only texting or only emailing, that you can have separate packages that you can offer cheaper, but also that we could rebrand them. So I'm working with a lot of affiliate companies, and they would love to have like a rebranded branch within my SaaS program where I can offer for company ABC, for example, a whole snapshot that is specific for their team.
So some competitors, right? Tell me about your idea. Like, if you want to sell for cheaper than $97, then would you be billing like per contact or per user, or would you just be limiting down the features?
So if somebody just want to have a social media scheduler for like, let's say $50 a month, there's no customer support on there or anything like that. So they would literally just connect their Facebook, their TikTok, their Instagram, you name it, and they would schedule the social media posts. It's a very low maintenance customer for us. Not everybody want to have a whole marketing system. They just want to have one single feature. And I don't want to charge $97 a month for just sharing social media posts.
Got it. So my only hesitation in dropping, like removing that limit is sort of starting a race to the bottom. And at this point, we have about 7,000 agencies who are doing SaaS, right? Like these are actively doing SaaS. The moment we remove that price limitation, I think, again, depends upon the community, but I'm just trying to avoid the scenario where everyone is trying to undercut everyone else and the entire ecosystem collapses. Now, for your particular use case, you might think, hey, I just want social media for like a $50 price point. Someone else might say, hey, I just want, SMS for $50 price point, which means we cannot restrict features for the agencies. Even though you want to restrict features for the location, we won't be able to enforce any of those restrictions, which also means that some agency might decide to offer everything on like a $20 price point and try to undercut everyone else. So it is a risky game. And that's why we want to, we don't want to get into it. The lowest plan of high level is $97. That's the price limit for now. We are happy to reconsider. I'll just share my email over here. Let's take this conversation offline.
The other thing I think, Shivam, is the per user per contact pricing. So something we're also considering is giving you the ability to have a per contact or per email price so that at least out of the gate, it appears cheaper. With us enforcing a minimum scaling, because the way I think about that is like, if you look at ActiveCampaign, they kind of pretend like their stuff is really cheap, but when you scale it up, it's not. But at the same time, like, I understand perception. So I think I would be willing to allow you to do something like that. Because the counterpoint to that is, while people say they want this and say they want that, you show me that person who says they just want social media posting, and I'll show you someone who needs everything else. Just because they are perceptionally inclined to do something singular, that's not, and maybe that's how you put your foot in the door. It's, in my opinion, ridiculous to limit yourself that way. But if you have a quote unquote cheaper price that you can put your foot in the door on, then I think that may actually solve for the long-term issue. This is a very intricate dance, because I very much respect all of you in the way that you operate your business, but I also know that there are just common traps that people will put themselves in SaaS. Having done so myself, by the way, in my previous SaaS company, and I'll tell you the number one trap is you don't charge enough. And then you get 1,000 customers and then you become like me. I couldn't code anymore. I had 0 employees and I hated my life because I was stuck in customer service all the time because I didn't charge enough. I charged I think my high watermark might've been $49 and that was at the end. I had some people on $9 plans. And so that was really stupid of me. And supposedly on the record, that looks like a really big success because I sold that company. So I just don't want to ever put anybody here in that same position. So, but I see a way to do it, in my opinion, from a perceptual price perspective with the per contact and per user stuff. So I would say that is probably where we'll head next and just see what the impact of that is.
But can he sell that without the SaaS configurator? Just sell fire
Yeah,
up
I mean,
a
you can
sub
monkey
account?
around. You can, I mean, there's lots of ways to monkey around. It's just the question of what we support versus not. We try to support a path that I would tell you actually scales. And don't talk to me. Go ask somebody like Matt DeCino, who scaled a ton of these SaaS businesses, and ask him about how many people have come to him hat in hand with 500 customers at $39 a month, hating their life. And now they realize they're a bunch of idiots. Oh, except now they have 500 freaking customers. What do you do?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm telling you, you can very quickly get yourself in a dumb situation. And it feels great on the way up because the numbers feel good. But I'm telling you, when your phone is blown up night and day and you're like, oh crap, but I can't afford to hire anyone to help with support, you're going to hate your life. So while you can do anything you want. I mean, you can go off and use another invoicing product and you can give away unlimited accounts and you can be a moron if that's what you want to do. But from an official support perspective, we're not going to make the software let you hurt yourself.
Yeah. For me, it is like, I really want to, for example, with the social media, I had a request and I'm like, I don't mind to have somebody just access to it. There's no support for it. It's like a single feature only. But if that is technically
I love guys like that. Yeah. Hey, Sean, why don't you sign up for this product and we want to help you if you need any help. There's no support.
Yeah.
I wish I could. I should sell high level like that.
As soon as
I could sell high level like that, I would love it.
If you
welcome to high level, there's no support.
No, but if somebody has everything connected, there's limited support in the sense that they just schedule the social media. They have
no. I get it. And I'm just telling you though, you got to be. I understand the perceptual excitement around that, but again, I think we can help you in the way that we can say, hey, here's a $12 price point because it's $12 for one user. And the second they start to add, it costs them more. And you can play that perceptual game. But I won't let you get to a place where you have 1,000 users with no support because that's a shitty product by definition. No offense. There's no such product in the world that has no support that anyone likes. Not a single one, not a service.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I absolutely appreciate the feedback. Is there a way that if people sign up to the SaaS program that we're going to be able to automatically create an affiliate link for them for the same program?
I don't see why not. That seems like a wonderful idea.
Because we all try to scale and upscale. So I think that is a really, right now.
Sharmishta is on this call. Sharmishta, can you speak to that at all?
Can you repeat the question, please?
So if somebody signs up to the SaaS program, that they automatically get an affiliate link for the same SaaS program?
Yeah, that's possible. You can create an affiliate campaign within the affiliate manager, and the links would go out to the affiliates.
But if somebody signs up to the SaaS program, everything is automated, but then they still need to come to me to ask for an affiliate link.
That is right. You will have to still create a campaign for it to work.
But there's no way to automate that?
Not right.
Not yet, but I think it can be done. Sharmishta, we'll just take this offline and discuss this. So what he wants is every time a SaaS sale happens, a contact gets created in his SaaS selling location. We automatically attach them to a default campaign that he has already set up. And it generates a affiliate link.
So we do have some updates coming up for affiliate manager automation section. What you are asking for is not planned right now, but that is something that we can definitely take up in the later releases for the automations.
Because I think then every agency would be able to scale much faster. And then my last question, right now snapshots can be only uploaded by the agency themselves. But I'm working with a lot of affiliate minded people. So I don't want to overwhelm them with a lot of snapshots at the same time. So I'm thinking about having a customized button where they can pick and choose which industry snapshot they would like to have. I know with Zapier I can automate that, but is there a way that we can have them upload their own snapshot? Or do I need to work with Zapier or probably, or is that something you guys are working on? I don't know. It's the first time here, so I don't know if you guys are having that in the pipeline to do something like that. Did I explain myself?
I guess that use case seems weird. So how does this all work? So I somehow create my own snapshots as a sub account?
No, I create the snapshots, but because I have a lot of different affiliates, so some work in the energy industry, some work in the health business, some work in the weight loss.
So based on the SaaS plan I sign up for, I get a different one. And right now there's limited to 3. This is the whole idea of having more than that, right? Yeah. So that's still in the works as I understand it. I don't know if that's incorrect or not, Shivam. But
yeah, no, that is in works. And up to 20 plans will be allowed soonish. I would say by the end of the quarter or early next quarter, you will have up to 20 plans. So yeah, you will be able to set up more granular snapshots and stuff then.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. That makes sense. And will we be able to brand those as well differently? Or
Well, yeah, because you tell them on a, I mean, that's just a funnel page, right? The plumber funnel page, the lawyer funnel page, right?
Yeah, but yeah. Yes.
Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. People are already into this crazy branding thing. They think that if they just have a million brands. Yet another mistake I made, by the way. Prior to High Level, we also owned Prosper MD, Lex Prosper. Oh gosh, what was the other one? Something in
Service Pro Max.
Oh, Service Pro Max. Thank you. Don't overthink it.
Yeah. All right.
Podium.com, $100 million in revenue. Many industries. How is that possible? Oh my God. Selling 4 features. It's amazing. Do not overthink your product. Come back to me when you're doing 100K a month, and then let's talk. But until then, you're overthinking it if you think you have to do any of this garbage to get to those levels. I only know because I know everyone who does, because I can see their accounts in High Level, and the ones that have the biggest, baddest of them all, none of those people have 7 brands. Sorry, it's not a thing.
Okay, I'll come back next year.
Yep, sounds good.
Thank you.
All right, maybe one more question, then let's close it out because it's getting late.
Cool. Next one we have is from Stephanie. She says ETA on demand on domains. Sorry, Stephanie, are you here?
Hi, I'm here.
Hi, Stephanie.
Yeah, the purchasing of domains. You guys talked about this in the.
Shizam is all over it, I think.
Yeah, so we are just sort of talking to all the registrars and trying to figure out a good solution. And domains are a very low margin product, interestingly. That's what we found out. So as the search still continues. But what we are doing alongside is we are making it easier for you to set up DNS records. So even without selling the domains, the first thing that we are going to do for you is all of these funnels, emails, membership URL, agency white labeling URL, all of that will make it easy for you to just go through a flow and the DNS record just magically sets itself up. That's where we'll start.
For us, the big issue is the www redirects, because with every other system,
this will solve for this. Stephanie, this will solve for this.
Yeah, this will solve for that too.
Instead of, so there's two pieces, right? There's the buying of the domain and the configuring of the domain. The configuring is where most of the hangup is. You know, the average idiot can buy a domain. Just see me, I've bought several. But it's the configuring where things fall apart. So this enhancement that we're going to start with is all about the configuring. And so all of the major domain players, GoDaddy, Cloudflare, some other major domain player name goes here.
Bluehost, those are
right. So those people have open APIs where we can actually manipulate the DNS entries. And so we'll pick the top, whatever Shivam says, and we'll start with those, and then we'll go down to this will be like, this is gonna feel like payment providers to me. I think we'll get to like the top 5, and then I'll tell people to like go pound sand. But the top 5, if you're using one of them, we'll auto configure it for you.
Perfect. Yeah, I think
and actually we looked by percentage. It's shockingly low. Actually, if you look at domains by provider, like even somebody like a Bluehost, who I know is like relatively large in the world, I think they're only like 4 or 5% or something. They were surprisingly small. They're still in the top 5, but it's amazing how fast it falls off.
It's the www forwarding of the websites, because they add the root domain instead of the www.
So the way we are solving that is
their $1 thing doesn't work all the
I was going
time.
to say, we're going to solve that, right? There's a better solution to that. We should not have to forward it all, right?
Yeah. So what they want is the root and the www to sort of go to the same funnel. And the best way to solve it is when your client enters a www, we automatically ask them, hey, do you also want to redirect the root? And that would be the default behavior. And similarly, if they enter the root, we would automatically say add the www as well. So we are cognizant of it.
That's the new feature coming soon, correct?
Yeah. So but you're not. But holistically, if you think about it, domain DNS configuration is a friction point for people. So we will focus on getting a configuration solution because everything we do, right? You want to set up your white label domain, you want to set up your membership stuff, you want to set up this, you want to set up that. We're going to try to make it one click easy.
It's like one of the top 3 that we deal with in support all day long.
You and me both,
DNS
Stephanie.
records.
You and me both.
And they touch things on their email stuff, and then it just
I know, if people would just
If
stop
you're ever going to
touching
resell
things.
Google Workspace, by the way, you'll make a ton of money.
Well, it's actually on our list, but not for a little while. But we'll get there because the more we can standardize for people, especially in situations like this, just the easier life gets. So don't worry, we're right there with you.
Do you know
and
pretty
we're
much when it's
continue
coming
to go
out?
that way.
Q1.
What the
Q2?
who and the what now?
Do we know pretty much when it's coming out? Q1, Q2? She said.
G-Bump, that's on you.
We will support, I mean, it depends upon the number of providers. So I would say we would support the top 3 providers, let's say Namecheap, GoDaddy, and the next one on the list. We'll support those by the end of the quarter. Yeah.
I love you. Thank you so much.
Great.
All right.
I popped in a quick question
Thank you,
about
everybody.
membership.
Oh,
I popped
all
in a
right.
quick question about membership.
One last for Glenn, just because we love you, Glenn.
Oh, you're the man. You're the man. Just so I have my partner is a software company. They have about 8,000 users, and we want to use the membership area. I'm starting to look at. That's all they have. 41 years in business. They have want to use the members area to build out training and videos and that. Is there SSO? Is that do we have that? Could they theoretically sign on their DMS and that?
Have you ever seen Magic Links? You should look up membership Magic Links.
Yeah.
That will solve all your problems.
Membership
Let me
Magic
just
Links.
share
Okay,
the-
I haven't used the membership area before. I'm just starting to.
It's amazing, Glenn. That is one thing I will tell you. The team on that has crushed it. Well, I would say we have things there that you have never even seen. White label PWA mobile apps for learners at the location level. No one has that. No one.
Well, I'm in.
The membership team has rocked it.
I'm in. Who can I tap for information if need be?
We have these people called the success team. I don't know if you've ever met them. They hang out in the Zoom room all day long to help people like you, Glenn, get started using amazing things like the memberships.
Sean, I'm going to come see you someday. I promise.
I can't wait, man. I'm going to give you a big hug. I promise. I'm a hugger.
I'm
so
going to
just
do the
be ready
same.
for that.
I'm going to do the
All
same.
right.
I'm going to do the same. Thank
Can
you.
I interrupt and
everybody.
ask about, I'm going to pull a Glenn and ask about WhatsApp.
Go ahead. I'm gonna answer a phone call.
Cool. So for WhatsApp, again, we are sort of bouncing between the different providers. So Facebook has their own thing going on, and a lot of these BSPs, they have their own thing going on. So we built the entire thing with Twilio. It fell apart. We tried to build it with Meta, and they decided to lay off a lot of people, and now they are unresponsive. So we are still figuring out a solution. I am hopeful that by the end of Q2, if no one decides to, provide us with a solution, we will do a few things and do it ourselves. So end of Q2, I'm hopeful of that deadline.
Sweet. All right. Well, thanks for joining in the line of getting to hug people in real life. Hopefully you all saw that the Level Up Summit tickets are on sale already for our October event. If you missed it last year, talk to somebody who went. It was unreal. You can get tickets at levelup.gohighlevel.com if you're interested in coming this year. Right now, I believe early bird tickets are available.
Yeah, don't miss that event, man. That is awesome.
Yeah. So we're getting way ahead of it this year. It's going to be even bigger and more fun than last year. So hopefully you can make it if you're into live events. If not, we will see you next month on the next town hall.